Hey, man, we're live.
All right. Doing something new here. This will be fun.
Very excited. And we'll give people a couple more seconds to get in here before we start this thing off. As always, we want to, at the top of the show, thank our sponsors, Louisiana Hot Sauce, Madison Social, Congruity HR, Legendary Home Loans. I know a couple of our sponsors are probably actually watching this live, and I'm sure I'll be getting some text with some feedback, most likely, as we go here. Ingram beat me last year in this, and I don't like losing, so we're definitely going to do this again. I think it's kind of a fun way to kind of see where we think, instead of just projecting starters, like who do we think will play the most snaps throughout the year? And the entire goal of this draft is to draft auction style fantasy football leagues happening right now. I know I got my draft next Wednesday. Get a little prep in there, auction style drafting. We each have a budget of $9,000, and we'll go ahead and start bidding on these guys. Whoever has the most snaps at the end of the year wins. No kickers, no punters, no long snappers, I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
Okay. Because I can't sort them out, special team snaps for these guys do count, I think, because I don't have a way to sort it otherwise, and it's going to be a ton of work at the end of the year. And I've got a kid due in December, so I'm trying to reduce my December workload. And I'm pretty sure Ingram also does not want to do that.
Tough ask.
If you guys are in the comment section, you're able to see the screen here. For the podcast listeners at home, we will certainly read off all the picks, and in between each pick, we'll give a little bit of analysis. There is no set order to who we nominate. And again, our budget each is 9,000 snaps. The team will play about 18,000 snaps a year. So I just took that and split it in half. So, Ingram, because you won this thing last year, buddy, I think you get to go first.
Okay. So just to be clear, I will throw out the person, and then we can start auction style the draft from there.
We'll bid back and forth. And when it stops, I will write it in your column. Check this out. We got let's just say player, and you bid 500 on him. Oh, look, your updated total of snaps remaining, so we don't go over, mess it up, is 500. Wrote a little formula in Excel here.
Yeah, you are definitely our Excel architect. That would not work real well if I was the one who put that together. But
actual architects would probably disagree with the statement. But okay,
we'll start. I'm gonna start with a guy that I've been high on for a real long time. We're gonna start the conversation with Travis J.
Ooh, all right. I'm gonna start Travis J at 250.
I'll go immediately to 450.
Ooh, all right. I will go 475.
500.
Man, God, that is take him. All right, Ingram gets Travis J for $500. Or 500, excuse me, not $500, for 500 snaps. Was he your highest snap count guy on the defense in the secondary? Where did you kind of place him when you did your pre-work here?
I have 3 guys on the defense that I have all graded similarly. I have 1 player on offense that I'm fairly confident about with a number 1 pick.
Okay. I'm fairly similar there as well. Just based on what we've heard out of practice, Jay, it's just absolutely been dominant. I know he was listed on the depth chart, interestingly, as an or with Jermaine Jones, but I think that's just because the staff likes Jones a lot too. And, we know Jones with the wrist thing is working his way back. So, it's hard for me not to see if he stays healthy, Travis J, playing a whole lot of snaps for this team. All right. So Travis J, 500 first off the board. Now I will go ahead and go with, I'm going to switch to offense here. Go ahead and give me Babion Johnson, and I'll start him out for 75 snaps.
You can have him.
Ooh, all right. Value pick. All right. Ingram, you're up, buddy. I think Babion Johnson actually is listed as, I know I got to give some analysis here. Look, he's not going to be a starter, but injuries happen, and he is listed as the number 1 backup at 2 positions. Whether you believe he's actually the number 1 backup at 2 spots, I think is up for grabs, but he's definitely your backup center. So I do think that actually he could play more than 75 snaps this year. I don't think it's that crazy. But I'm a little bit worried now because Ingram, who beat me last year in this, said you can have him. Just no interest in 75 snaps on Johnson. So
You're gonna have to see it before I believe it. But
I
maybe I'm
get it, I
tipping my
get it.
head here by going with some of the bigger shouts. But I'm gonna move straight to one Maurice Smith here.
Maurice Smith. And what are you throwing him out at?
I'll start it at 400.
Okay. I'm going to go 500.
525.
I'll go 550.
575.
I'll go 600. Will he do it?
Yeah, that's probably about it. I think he's yours at 600.
All right, Maurice Smith, 600 to Bud. That's a pretty, like, now I have the center position locked up, I'm pretty sure. Like, or did I say, what did we say? 600?
Yeah.
All right, so 675 snaps from center position. I think this is actually going to work out okay because I have Baby on at 75. And I'm not really sure who else could snap the ball here, so I might have just locked up that position, but we'll see. My turn to throw out a guy. Let's go on defense here. A dude who's really, really been a star of camp. I'll go Dennis Briggs. I'm going to start him at 325.
Okay. I'll do 350.
I'll go here. I'll go 390. By the way, the comment section does not like Maurice Smith at 600 snaps. They did not think that was value for me.
Well, you do have the center position, certainly. And to be fair, Smith was one of my highest rated offensive players as far as the certainty of snaps. So I'm there with you. Are we at 400 on Briggs? Because I'll go there.
I went 390. See, you go 400.
Yeah.
I'll go 415.
430.
I'll go 450.
He's yours.
All right. Dennis Briggs, welcome to Team Bud. I just think he's a guy who can really penetrate, and they can use him, in a variety of different ways here. Yeah. Ingram, you are up for bid, man.
One Mr. Jermaine Johnson, please. I'll start it off at 300.
I'll just go right to 500.
Okay, 550.
575.
6.
I think you got. I'll give him to you.
Okay.
That is. I mean, we're going to need to have discussion on him because he's a total stud. But like, now he was my highest snap guy on the board.
Okay.
I don't really see there's a way he can come off. Basically, that's. I feel like camp wise he has been dominant, but like we also knew he was dominant in the spring, so we almost haven't talked about him quite as much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would think.
He's the only defensive lineman that I'm confident is on the field won't be situationally removed. I'll put it that way. So is your turn to jump off here?
By the way, let me see here. Keith Gordon says they have to take injury chances into account. Some positions are more injury prone. That's true. Weston Kennard wants us to nominate Lovett.
Okay.
I love it. Let's do it. All right. Lovett is coming off the board right now, and I'm going to start Lovett. What did I go? Dennis Briggs 450. I'll start Lovett at 270.
375.
I'll go 400.
430.
I'll go 450. Well, Ingram
475.
Ooh. Take him.
Okay.
Damn.
I like that.
475 for a guy who is like no doubt really, really special. If he plays to his potential. That's not a bad buy, man. I mean, obviously none of these players should be bad buys this early on. Everybody's got money. Everybody should have a strategy as to what they're doing. But still.
Rick Hardcore, I just want to simply throw out the fact that anybody that mentions Serial Wars is a longtime listener and very much appreciated, sir. So Being that we will be throwing this on our audio feeds, we'll thank Louisiana Hot Sauce formally. As Bud said, certainly have our thoughts out to our listeners in the Gulf in general, and as the storm makes its way through our South, the rest of the South, certainly hope that everyone is safe, and certainly have your thoughts with you, those who both work with the Nolecast and those who support the Nolecast in the great state of Louisiana. So we'll mention that, and with that, we'll jump on to the next player. Is it my choice, Bud? And if it is, I'm going to go with Keir Thomas out on the board.
It is. Keir Thomas. We are really going defensive line heavy tonight. What do you have for Keir Thomas?
I'll start at 350.
I'll go 360.
375.
I'll go 390.
4.
Somebody likes themselves some Keir Thomas. I'll go 420.
I'll do 425.
430.
I'll do 450.
I'll go 455.
I thought I was going to win that there. Okay.
You're gonna go 460?
I'll do 475.
All right, 475 you can have.
All right. I like it.
All right. So anyway, Keir Thomas, what do you like about him?
I just think I love how versatile he is, and I think he can be deployed as the Fox in your setup. I think he can be used in some of the odd man fronts. I think he could be used situationally in 3rd and long. I think he's just with Johnson at one end and Thomas as multiple as he is. I certainly have gone real heavy on defense in general and defensive line in particular. But I feel fairly confident. Obviously, all of these conversations are absent injury, but I feel confident that Thomas is still a pretty good value under 500 snaps.
I think that's fair, for sure. All right, let's. Corey Meyer says I can already imagine what playing Texas Hold'em with both of y'all would be like. And so Seminole Firewater 93, great name by the way, probably the original name of Gatorade, right? He wants to see me nominate Andrew Parchment. And you know what? I'll do just that right now. Andrew Parchment, receiver, transfer from Kansas. Very mixed reports on this guy early on, right? Some people from Kansas are like, I don't know if he's going to stick with you if the going gets tough. And then at practice, sometimes he makes some really spectacular catches, and other times maybe needs to work on not getting down when things don't go his way, which, hey, that kind of jives with what we heard out of Kansas a little bit, right? So I will start the bidding at 300.
$320.
I'll go 340.
He's yours.
All right, Andrew Parchment, Team Bud. Edgar, I feel like you are not super sold.
I've got some things I've got to see from Parchment, so I might have given him away. I might have given him away too easily there. I should have probably tried to push the number up, if nothing else. But I'm
not gonna question the defending champion.
I need to see, like we said, I believe it was the last podcast. I want to see when he does things well, and I really want to see how he responds to be when there's just disappointment, frustration. Again, that might have been in retrospect, I may hate doing that, but I've got some question marks surrounding one Mr. Parchment, and certainly hope they get answered in the most positive manner possible.
I will reveal my number on him was 400.
Okay.
Like it was not some 600. And I definitely don't trust him. Now, maybe I'll be wrong. Could be, but yeah. All right. So you're up. The Rick Hardcore, by the way, your guy, which I think might be your shadow account since he's like Ingram is the best. Ingram will win. Yes, sir. Bringing up sponsors that you brought in. He wants you to nominate DJ Lundy.
I could tell you that I have hand to the Lord. I have never engaged in any sock. What is it? What's that called?
Puppetry?
Sock puppetry or shadow accounts. But I do think I started a Twitter account one time that I was going to just put all of my soccer commentary on there, and then I just decided that was way too much work, and I don't really talk about soccer all that much on social media. So now that I've, conversation that certainly all of our listeners wanted to hear there, I'm going to circle back to one Mr. Darius Washington here.
All right. Break out the checkbook. What are you going to start Darius Washington at?
I am starting Darius Washington at 340 snaps.
I'm just going to jump this thing right to 475.
Okay. 525.
I'll go 540.
580.
Damn, 580. God, 580? That is brutal. I'll go 585.
6.
Take him.
Okay.
That's a good buy, I think. 600 snaps for Darius Washington back and healthy, and you got to be thinking he's going to play quite a bit. I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And listed as a starting right tackle in today's depth chart. That's pretty solid. Price of a starting offensive lineman right now has been 600 basically.
So let's see. Do we have a suggestion from the chat, or
I don't think we have a suggestion. Oh, we do have Lundy from the chat. I will.
Okay.
I'll toss out Lundy. That sounds good. And I will start Lundy. DJ Lundy, who is he listed as a starter on the new depth chart? I believe it's kind of an or situation, right? Or no, they list 3 linebackers, so I guess he is listed as a starter technically. Guys, go back and watch our linebacker preview or listen to it. We put it out on YouTube and, of course, on all the podcast apps. Dix looks like $1 million, but the word we got is that Lundy probably is a little bit more instinctive and may just know the right direction to run a little bit more often. So I will go ahead and go. I'll start Lundy at 300.
350.
I'll go 400.
420.
Take him.
Okay.
All right. Ingram has really got the pocketbook out tonight.
Well, that was probably about all I was going for, but we'll hope he gets an awful lot of snaps in against Notre Dame, because I'm fairly confident that's his skill set. So
yeah.
we'll go ahead and start chipping away at it early in game 1 and hope we get there by the end. All right. So let's do another guy that I've been kind of high on. Let's go to Mr. Jayshawn Corbin.
Oh, okay. What are you going to start Jayshawn at?
We'll start him at 350 snaps.
Ingram, I believe that is what's called a freeze bid, because you just wanted Jayshawn Corbin for 350.
Yeah.
You just froze the room.
Good.
I don't hate it, but he is your guy, obviously, so I would expect you. He was one of the guys I marked on my sheet. Like, Ingram's going to buy him. I was going to try to push you over 300, and then
I did.
He could just be the guy.
Yeah.
And he also can pass protect.
Yeah. I think he'll. That's we'll see. I might have bid too high on that one, but gives me another offensive piece here and something that I'm fairly certain hoovers up a bunch of snaps over the course of a game. So
that makes sense.
All right. Let's see. Trench Monster. I'm always a fan of bringing up Trench Monster on this podcast. So let's go.
All right. Trench Monster. Well, let me see. Briggs went for 450 and Fabian Lovett went for 475. So I'll throw out 300. Cool.
320.
I'll go 340.
360.
I'll go 385.
399.
410?
He's yours.
All right. Yeah, you pushed me to it. I probably need to draft some defensive players, right? I guess there's no rule. It's just get the most snaps, but still. Ingram, you have bid for the listeners at home. Ingram has 55.80 left, and Bud has 71.25 left. Rick Hardcore wants to know what happens when Ingram runs out of his snap budget. Does Bud just get the rest of the team? No, I don't think that's fair. I think you can get everybody for $1 a piece, but you can't just get all 120 dudes. All right, who's next? Keith Gordon wants to know about Jamie Robinson, and I think that's a fair one to put out there. A guy who, I'll let you know, I'm not going to let him go cheap. I think he's going to be on the field quite a bit.
Let's start him at 350 here.
I think that's pretty fair, and I will go. I'll go right to 425.
450.
I'll go 455.
475.
Whew, I thought I had him. All right, I'm gonna give him to you 475.
Okay.
He has 2 M's in his name, right?
Yes, he does. He is
475.
He was my 8th most valued defensive player.
And it makes sense, man. I mean, he's probably not gonna be out the field that much. We know that. Well, they haven't said this, but I mean, let's assume that they're going to most likely be playing a lot of nickel and dime. If you had these defensive backs, these linebackers, and you don't, I think we need to be looking in a different direction.
Yeah.
Except for against Notre Dame, which is probably not going to. They're most likely going to go double tights and force you to play a lot more of that, nickel and dime stuff. All right, so got a couple more people here asking McDonald. Cam McDonald, tight end. Believe he's doing a sponsorship thing now with Tomahawk. So congrats to him. Congrats to my old haunt over there. Good group of guys. I'm going to throw out Cam McDonald at 275, I guess.
300.
I'll go 350.
I'll let him go over there.
All right, Cam McDonald, 350. Ingram, I feel like you like defense.
I feel a little bit more confident about some of the defensive pieces. I do, and Cam McDonald has some nice aspects to his game, but we'll see. Jordan Wilson's gonna hover up a couple of those snaps. How many exactly? We'll see.
All right, we'll throw out Jordan Wilson and let's complete unless you got somebody else up your sleeve.
No, we'll do Jordan Wilson, then we'll circle back to a guy that I may just push you up to 1,600 snaps for, because I don't think you're going to give me Brownlee easy. But let's do Jordan Wilson at the other tight end, and we'll start at 220 snaps.
Same price I paid for Cam, 350.
360.
I'll go 370.
380.
I'll go 390.
He's yours.
All right. Jordan Wilson. 390. Okay, so we're starting to even out a little bit more here for listeners, literally listeners, not viewers. Ingram so far, Darius Washington, Jayshawn Corbin, Travis J, Jermaine Johnson, Fabian Lovett, Keir Thomas, DJ Lundy, Jamie Robinson, and he has spent about $4,000. Bud, Bavion Johnson, Ray Smith, Andrew Parchment, Cam McDonald, Jordan Wilson, Dennis Briggs, Robert Cooper, and Bud has spent about $2,600. So awesome! Congrats everybody for making it for the live stream. I think Cam McDonald may be a steal at 350. We will see. I'm regretting letting you get some of those like lock defensive starters for about 25 or 50. Under or basically, I think I probably should have bid a little bit more on some of those no doubt guys. All right,
we'll see. You've certainly positioned yourself well with the offensive snaps. So I'm gonna have to grab a couple people here late to balance this out a little bit. To that end, not to tip my hand. Well, no, Brownlee. Sorry. Then we'll go. We'll go to this guy.
475.
475. Let me take a look at some of the other DBs here. Travis, yeah. 500.
5.25.
540.
550. All of a sudden, you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, man.
Yeah. I'll give him to you there.
All right, 550, Jarvis Brownlee. He is my favorite player on the team. I just think he's maybe going to be a really good player, and I also think just like he's going to lock that spot down. Not necessarily being like a lockdown corner, no doubt, but I do think he will like hold that spot. Dude's a hard worker. He knows what he's doing, and I think he'll be a consistent person they can count on. So Jarvis Brownlee for 550 to Bud, and things are starting to even out here, little man. Like you've only spent 700 more snaps than I have.
Here's an interesting name, both kind of a sure thing and a big risk. Keyshawn Hilton.
All right, what are you going to start him at?
300 snaps.
I will go 400.
400. Okay. 415.
425.
$430.
Screw it. 450.
No, he's yours at 450.
All right. Keyshawn Helton. Hey, man, starting to even up here. So let me see. The comment section wants us to throw out a couple people in a row have actually said Dent. So that's cool. Yeah, like I don't really have a defined order what we need to throw people out in, as long as we comment a little bit. We do need to talk about Keyshawn Helton ever so briefly. Somebody who's a real bounce back guy, like has been lighting up camp, looks good. We loved him in 2019. So did that staff, like Kendall Brow's staff and those dudes. They really, really liked him. And then he got hurt towards, and then obviously last year, not really the same player. I was thinking it was going to be something, I don't want to use the word tragedy, but like it was really sucked to see him not have that juice. And now I think he actually has that juice. And I'm excited to see what he can do. If they can get him in space, that'd be great. Hopefully the outside receivers are good enough to where the defense has to respect the outside guys a little bit. And you can open up some stuff in the middle if they want to use him there in the middle. So that'll be interesting to watch that play out. So Keyshawn Helton for 450. Awesome. All right. That's exactly to me there. Okay. So I'm going to next nominate. So you got Jashaun Corbin for 350. Here's a guy for you. Let's spice this thing up. Mackenzie Milton. About 25 minutes in. I will start him at 100 snaps.
160.
190.
Okay. 205.
I'll go 250.
You could.
How much does he believe?
You can win the snap draft here.
You can, but you could also lose it if you know. I mean, let's see. Do you believe in the ghost of 2017?
You went to 250.
Yeah.
265.
I overspent. I'm trying to think of my head. Like, am I over or under budget right now? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was definitely over on Jordan Wilson, but what I thought he would go for, but I was under on Cam McDonald. I was probably over on Brownlee, but I wasn't going to miss on Brownlee. Keyshawn's probably par value. You said 285?
I think it was 75, but
275.
Yeah.
I'll go 285.
295.
I'm not going to lose the snap count because I failed to bid 300 snaps on Kenzie Milton. So I will bid 300.
He's yours at 300.
All right. So, I mean, look, I don't know what to say. Like, whenever he starts practicing, maybe he'll look great. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Again, you might have just won this, but we'll see.
By the way, Chad is in the chat. Chad of Legendary Home Loans. Excellent time to do an ad read, by the way. Had another close this week. We got to be at 200 now, right? I mean, that's damn close, if not.
Saw another 3 or 4 come across, or maybe that was all of last week's combined. But yeah, we've got to be close to it. We're chugging away.
Look, just an awesome company for us to work with. It's it's tremendous knowledge of the industry, great rates, personal customer service, 844 FSU loan. 200 Nolecast listeners can't be wrong, right? Including me twice. So, you know what I mean? It's that's a first-hand testimony. We really appreciate what those guys do for us. Asking Knowles 24/7 wants to know: is it true that you guys are paying on the bench $10,000 per episode? Close, but that's more like how Ingram started out this snap count draft with. But like eventually, got to rein it in. So that was just sort of the signing bonus we gave those guys, and now we work something out to make it a little more reasonable on us. But team box checkers versus team landing stickers. Who do you got? So I actually thought Brendan's strategy last year on that show was really good, but it just didn't work out. This year, I thought that was kind of even teams, actually. I don't know, did you listen to their draft episode? I thought it was interesting.
I listened to almost all their episodes. I'll tell you, I missed that one, unfortunately.
It was good. So like basically they try to kneecap each other by like one person tries to draft all the offensive linemen and leave somebody else with like Jalen Goss or not Evan Neal, Lord Chaz Neal. Anyway, it was a good time. Oh cool. Now we got listeners in the actual chat thanking our sponsors, so that's pretty sweet. Okay, so Mackenzie Milton for 300. Where do we go now? I say we go. We've had a couple people ask for Akeem Dent. You want to throw Akeem Dent, or you got somebody else planned?
Yeah, let's do a Dent, then we'll circle back to Jordan Travis. A Dent, I'll start off at 300 snaps.
I'm going to jump him up to 400. I think Akeem can be a good safety here.
425.
I'll go 450.
475.
Take him. Yeah, I think that's probably goodbye by you. I can't bring myself to say the word 500 with Akeem Dent just yet. All right. Okay. So I should probably write his full name.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I've gotten 8 of my 9 top prospects on the defensive side of the ball so far.
The guy you missed on was Brownlee?
You took...
Or Briggs?
I had Cooper just above Brownlee.
Okay. Got it. Hey, man, I got to get one of your Georgia guys.
One, Mr. Jordan Travis. Let's start
Let's go.
Started off at 299 snaps.
299. Well, I mean, look. Obviously, I think he's going to play more than Mackenzie if they both stay healthy. Let's just go right to it. 450.
500.
510.
550.
Take him.
All
that's
right.
That's a good number. Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
I mean, he really has improved as a passer. I do think what we said though in the QB preview makes some sense, man. In that, like, if you were starting Mackenzie, you would make sense to spell him with a guy who did something different. You don't always see like the more running QB spelled by more of a throwing guy. But then again, Jordan has actually improved quite a bit as a passer. So look, you may win the snap count draft right there. If he stays healthy and he plays like 900 snaps, okay, ball game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of unknown at the quarterback position when it comes to all of this. So
I did not think I was going to be drafting Mackenzie Milton, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought in my head, like, wait a second. If I let Ingram get him for 275, he's going to win again somehow. And that's going to be, not that I don't like giving money to charity, but still. I like to do it when I'm not forced to do it.
Absolutely. You are, I don't think it'll come as a surprise if I were to label you as one of the more competitive people that I interact with frequently.
No.
Let's go back to the offensive line, bud. Let's go to one DLT, please.
Oh, okay. I'll start DLT at 400.
430.
I'll go 460.
499.
I'll go 500.
530.
I'm going to give them to you. 530 for DLT.
Yeah, it's a risk.
Let me ask you this. Like, obviously, he's listed in the starting lineup, right? Do you think that they moved him to guard because he was rehabbing all offseason? Like, do you think he's the same player he was last year? Because I have a hard time thinking he wouldn't be playing tackle if he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of I the holder as to what you want to read into this, whether or not they think Washington and Scott, and I don't mean to rehash what we talked about during the O-line preview, but I do think that they're optimistic about those guys. I do think that they've long wanted to ultimately put DLT to guard. I think it's what they feel the best 5 that they can get out there, or at least the best 4, and then Smith at center. I'm not knocking Smith there. I'm just saying there's 4 other pieces that have a little bit more interchangeability than he does. And I'm going to choose to be a little bit optimistic here and think that that's what they think is the best group that they can get on the field. And at the same time, maybe protect a little bit of a kid who hasn't had the best, best of off seasons from a strength standpoint. Not suggesting he's been lazy or anything else, but he has been trying to get back to 100%.
All right. I agree with that. Let's go. By the way, James Blackman has won the starting job for Arkansas State. Good for him.
Awesome.
Man.
Good for James. That is great to see. I appreciate you throwing that in the chat there, Mr. Rational Watcher. What a great name.
Watching the Nolecast. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Exactly. Should we go ahead and we did Darius? Why don't we move to Mr. Scott, the other offensive tackle?
Let's go. Yeah. Well, if DLT went for 530, let's just start him right there at let's start him right at 530. If it's a freeze bid, it's a freeze bid.
550.
I'll go 590.
6.
I mean, Darius Washington went for 600. 620.
625.
650.
He's yours.
Yeah, I think that's the number, by the way. I mean, not trying to jinx anybody here, obviously, since he's on my team, but he's the one dude with no injury history on this offensive line. Young guy, came into camp great shape. I don't throw the number 6 with a lot of these dudes, but I feel like for the young guys who I think are going to play a lot, it kind of makes sense to do so. Actually, I have more $600 players than you do, or 600 snap players than you do.
Sorry, we just had some.
How do we ban? Yeah,
yeah. I'm trying to
put you block user. Okay, I just clicked block user on there.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, fun stuff. A little live, recorded live, as we used to say.
Talk shoe days. Oh man,
talk shoe. Shout out. Let's do.
If we get bots in the chat, does that mean we're actually having a pretty popular pod?
I hope so. Must be popping.
This thing doing numbers?
Yeah. We'll tell ourselves that anyways. Malik McLean, bud.
Ooh, okay. So we have both independently got very, very good info on this guy that he's really good, or that at least he will be really good. So I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen here. What are you going with?
I'm going to start it out at 350.
I'm just going to jump him. I'll jump him to 390.
Okay. I'll do 410. I'm trying to figure out where I am here to not get lost in this. But yeah, I'll go to 410.
I'll go 420.
435.
440.
450.
455.
Is yours.
All right. It's an upside play. That could totally lose me, but also it would not shock me to see him be the best receiver on the team by the end of the year. I just don't think anybody else on the team has his ability.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you. I wanted that one. I was hoping to get that one, but that's
most of these dudes are going to be selling insurance or doing something other than pro football. I think he's going to be a pro football player.
Yeah,
personally.
Amari Gaynor.
It's an interesting one, man. All right, Amari Gaynor. I'm going to go. Oh, hold on. I got to block one more. All right. Got it. Amari Gaynor. I'll go 300.
I'll go straight to 350.
Okay. I will do 370.
400.
Okay. 400 for Gaynor. Take him.
Okay.
All right. That might be low by my part because DJ Lundy just went for 420. That's probably a mistake. Let me see. Who else do we need to be taking here? Destin Hill, probably not going to bid anything on him for this year. Blake Reeder. Okay, here's an interesting one. Let's go ahead and throw out Dylan Gibbons.
Okay. 275 snaps.
I will go 310.
I'll go 350.
I mean, they'd list him as a starter. Do you really think he's that good? I'll go 370.
He's yours at 370.
All right, Dylan Gibbons, Team Bud for 370.
Might have just given away a starter there, but I'm skeptical about going too high on that one.
I don't disagree at all. I had my number with him, did not start with a 4, by the way.
Okay.
So, yeah, we are both very skeptical about that one.
Well, from one player that went to Notre Dame, why don't we go to one accurately nicknamed the Pope and take a look at while we're here picking off guards.
All right, I'll start this one. 275.
299.
305.
315.
330.
He's yours.
All right. So I basically just bid 700 on Gibbons and Lucas. This might actually work out because I do think there's a pretty good shot that one of those two guys is going to be your starting guard in almost every game. But I could be wrong. Like one could totally flake out.
Some nice Love Taylor protection as well. You getting both of those guys. I probably should have gone a little higher on Gibbons in retrospect. But
there's not a lot of upside if you buy both guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's more certainty than it is actual upside. By the way, for those at home, Ingram now has 3,000 snaps or 3,150 snaps left, and I have 3,280. All right. Let me see here. A couple questions from the chat. Rational Watcher said Brendan Gant overplayed last year's bids, right? He did. A couple people asked for Brendan Gant. You want to throw Brendan Gant out?
Yeah.
I guess we could do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw Brendan Gant out. So looking at the board here, Dent went for 475, Jamie Robinson 475, Jarvis Brownlee 550, Travis J 500. I'll throw Brendan Gant for 290.
300.
340.
350.
380.
395.
I'll give them to you.
Okay.
All right. 395. All right, chat. Who else do we need to throw out here? Emmett Rice. That's a fun one.
That could
Seminole Firewater
be
wants to know about Emmett Rice.
199 snaps.
Man. I am not going to price is right you and go by $1, but I think that's a really good bid. Damn it, dude. All right, Emmett Rice. So you do think there's a chance he comes back?
I do. I heard maybe a whisper or two that are optimistic about him recently. So we'll see.
Nice.
Everybody knows our concerns about the linebacker position. If he comes back, that could be a steal.
Some people in the chat are analyzing this that I have both Parchment and Hilton and Mackenzie Milton. So maybe I'm thinking I'm going to throw the ball quite a bit. It's possible.
Could be right.
We'll see. If they run the ball a whole lot, I am probably screwed. So, you know. All right. Let me see. Jerry Jones is another guy we need to throw out here. The quote-unquote co-starter with Travis J. Are we buying into that?
No, I believe he's currently looking up at both Jay and Brownlee.
I think so too, but it's hard for me to know because again, you know, with the wrist hand thing, like I really haven't got to see him. I'll start out 260, Jerry Jones.
285.
310.
$330.
I'll go 355.
He's yours.
All right. Cool. You notice this, like you are much more confident on defense, and I'm much more confident on offense. Apparently,
yeah.
Like I have 11 offensive players, and you have 10 defensive players so far. We both have 4 of the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. You're up. Who do you want to draft, or who do you want to nominate?
Ontario Wilson.
Ooh, I like that. 300.
315.
I'll go 350. Will he do it?
365.
Will I make Ingram buy a receiver on this year's team? I know he loves them all so much. Well, except for the guy he does actually like. I will go. What did you say? You said 375?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, or maybe 360. Well, yeah, let's just say 375.
I'll say 400.
I mean, I've got to get some offensive players here.
I mean, you don't have to. I guess there's no rule.
All right, I'll give him to you at 400. That's a little richer than I wanted to spend on him.
All right. Cool. So for the first time in the draft, I've spent more snaps than you have total. I've finally pulled ahead.
Kalen DeLoach, bud.
That's a good one. Am I ever going to buy a linebacker? We'll see. Kalen DeLoach, I will go 350.
Okay. 380.
Go 390.
3 all right, 390. No, I'm not gonna go 399. 405.
I say take it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Our trend of defensive players, really heavily defensive players, continues here. Nice. Cool. What else do we have? Corey says I have the passing offense. Yeah, but I also only have 4 players on defense, which ultimately it's total snaps, so we don't really care. I did the spreadsheet, split them with offense, defense, so everybody can see. Quick recap for folks listening at home. Ingram so far: Darius Washington, Jason Corbett, Jordan Travis, Devontae Love Taylor, Travis J, Jermaine Johnson, Fabian Lovett, Keir Thomas, DJ Lundy, Jamie Robinson, Akeem Dent, Amari Gaynor, Brendan Gant, Emmett Rice, Kalen DeLoach, Bud, Bavion, Murray Smith, Parchment, Cam McDonald, Jordan Wilson, Keyshawn Hilton, Mackenzie Milton, Robert Scott, Malik McLean, Dylan Gibbons, Dante Lucas, Ontario Wilson, Dennis Briggs, Robert Cooper, Jarvis Brownlee, Jerry and Jones. I don't know who actually has like a huge lead right now. I'm not totally convinced anybody does. You know?
Yeah, I love the pieces that I've gotten, but I've kind of,
You need health on defense for sure.
Might not have done a great job of spread myself out too much. Let's see. Lawrence Toafili.
That's a good one. 150.
180.
90? 220.
230.
Take him.
Okay.
You need an offensive player for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, is Lawrence? I'm trying to remember how I write this. You ever try to mock keyboard it? I believe it's with the U, right? You said 300, or what did you just say?
We might have to throw that to.
No, you didn't say 300. What? Hey, chat. What did Ingram just say for Toafili as I go to write it down?
Chat. Sounded like we're industry pros already.
No doubt. I'm sure somebody will fill us in. Got to have at least like 3 or 4 people watching right now. You know. I thought you said 2.
Did I say 260?
You said 230, didn't you?
I thought I said more than that, but 230.
250.
Okay.
The chat says. Okay.
230 is what we're getting.
Okay. Cool. 250 for Lawrence Toafili. Lawrence? Jeez. Okay. Come on, bud. Have another. I'm gonna throw out a wild card here. Chuba Purdy. 30,
50,
70,
85 snaps.
I'll go 95.
105 snaps.
I'm going to give it to you for 105.
Okay.
By the way, the chat is telling me it was 230 for Toe Philly, not 250.
Okay.
I think 105, I mean, like that's a snap count draft winner. Like that is absolutely a move of a veteran snap count draft winning drafter right there. You know, getting the guy for 105, he ends up somehow catastrophic injuries to both QBs. Hopefully not, especially with Milton's history. And all of a sudden it's, you know, boom. All right. How about we're not going to do punters and kickers. We already decided that at the beginning of the draft just because people don't really pay attention for the most part. But I appreciate you guys throwing them out in the chat there. That's smart. Let's go Marcus Cushney, man. I got one for you here. I think this is an interesting one.
That's a good one. 130 snaps.
I'll go 155.
180.
Damn. 180. I'll go 190.
200.
I guess take him. Yeah, 200 is a good number. Good job.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So this is not a rule. I just allotted a certain number of snap or a certain number of slots for each guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because Ingram and I are picking so many of a certain number or a certain defensive or offensive type, it's filling up the chat here pretty hard. Cool. Let's go. Actually, it's your turn.
I mean, are we doing guys that aren't on the too deep, or
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Let's do Jordan Young.
We'll do wild cards. All right, Jordan Young. 25.
45.
I say take him. Yeah, go ahead. 45. Cool. All right. Here's a fun one. DJ Williams. I will go 35.
45.
55.
65.
80.
I don't. That's that's yours at 80.
All right, DJ Williams, Team Bud. Finally, you've won like a million guys in a row. So I finally I win one here. All right, DJ Williams, 80. All right, buddy. You are up.
I want to go with a Mr. Lloyd Willis, Bud.
That is a interesting move. What are you going to start him at?
45 snaps.
I would go 75.
95 snaps.
I will go 115.
He's yours at 115.
All right. So the rationale there is basically this. If you had a tackle go down, do you believe that Devontae Taylor has the health to play tackle? Because that right there, I feel like is something I could win the draft with. Because if you had a tackle go down early, which unfortunately FSU's had like each of the last billion years, and it seems like, and sometimes, in the preseason. But it could also be a total waste, right? Because if they feel good enough about DLT being a legitimate backup at tackle again, and he was your best tackle last year, then it's all for naught. But I think it's maybe worth a flyer. That's kind of my rationale there on that one. My rationale for DJ Williams is I do want a running back on my team, right? And since you already got Toa Philly and Corbin, All right. So Lloyd Willis for 115, and it's my turn to bid up.
Please.
All right. And Malik McLean already went. I'm just crossing guys off my sheet here. You want to knock out the congruity read while I clean up my my sheet real fast?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll thank our friends at Congruity. Great people that we've been fortunate enough to work with for a year now. Had great success with the customers that they've been able to bring on. Had some really wonderful feedback from them as far as what Congruity has done for their business and has kind of poised and positioned them to do in the future. Great people, diehard Florida State fan is one Matt Lewis. It'd be great for him to just look at your business, see what you guys can maybe do, clean up a couple things, whether it be improvement in your HR, or if you're just looking for a general PEO. Congruity, great people. You can go to congruityhr.com, learn more about the company via their website, or email Matt at Knowles, N-O-L-E-S, at congruityhr.com.
All right. So it's my nomination here. One of the stars of camp. Well, actually, hold on. Let's throw the chat a bone here. A couple of guys have been asking about a couple of these dudes. Trayshawn Ward.
Okay.
I'm going to start Trayshawn Ward. I guess if DJ Williams went for 80, I'll start Trayshawn Ward at 35. The walk-on turn scholarship back who really kind of wowed everybody in the spring game.
50 snaps.
I'll go 75.
90.
90. Yeah, take him for 90.
Okay.
We had a couple people in the chat ask, how do you win again? The whole way you win this is literally whoever drafts the team that has more snaps. We're just doing a playing time draft here, basically. Also, if you look at the bottom of the screen, we do have the rules scrolling as well as the shout outs to our sponsors if you're one of our YouTube live viewers. So very much appreciate you all who are. Okay, so I'm trying to think here. Trayshawn Ward for 90. Ingram, you're up, buddy.
Keith Gordon throws out a great point. What if we were drafting Travis Hunter at this point?
Oh, I mean, like if he was on this team,
yeah,
I would throw out a number that starts with a 7
okay.
and maybe an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna have somewhere around 750 in my mind.
I mean, because I think he would I would not let you take Travis Hunter for under 750.
Yeah,
and I would probably just get drunk on hype and go to 800. It would be very hard for me to think that he doesn't play, like starter plus snaps.
Yeah. Steven Dix Jr.
Man, how different would this have been if we had done this thing like a month ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
175?
195.
205? I can't totally dismiss the idea he gets it together. As far as, understanding where to be and whatnot.
215.
I think 215 is a good buy for you. Yeah. Go ahead and take it.
So I was hoping you'd. On that one, I was hoping you would keep pushing it north.
I would keep it. Yeah. I think that's fair. All right. Let me see what else we have here. So Steven Dix went for 215. That's slightly over my number, by the way. I had 175 on him, but I was already, obviously I went 205. So, I'm not really staying very disciplined here. My turn to throw out a guy, and I will throw kind of one of the stars of spring and somebody I know the staff is high on. I'm going to throw out Kevin Knowles.
Okay. 195 snaps.
225?
I'll go to 235.
You're making me do this, aren't you? I'll go 250.
You can have him at 250.
All right. Kevin Knowles, Team Bud. I think if they end up playing a lot of dime, this will make me look like a pretty smart picker. If they don't, it may not. Right?
Well, just put Lundy in the middle and a bunch of members of the secondary behind him. Maybe your best linebacking core here for a while. Let's do an interesting name here, bud. Jarrett Jackson.
That is an interesting name. Maybe if Sites would ask about him every single day. No.
What?
That's an inside joke. All right. So Jarrett Jackson, what are you going to start him at? He is on the 2 deep.
90 snaps.
So I'll go 100. I can't believe I'm betting 100 snaps on Jarrett Jackson. This does show the weakness, by the way, of this position or the drop off. We have 3 guys that are going very strongly in that 400 to 450 range, or even a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're struggling to bid more than 100 on Jackson, unless you're gonna go up over 100 now.
I'll do 110.
All right, I think that's fair.
Okay.
$110. Interesting question, actually, from the chat. How many snaps does the average starter play in a season? Well, actually, I can tell you guys that. Usually, like the numbers that we see are in like the high 6s. If you're like a consistent, starter, you do see some guys that play 700 something on some of these teams, but that's pretty rare. And obviously, in this draft, you got to account for injury risk and downside risk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about well, you threw out Jay Jackson. That's cool. 110. It's my turn, I guess. I'm gonna stick in the secondary. What about Renardo Green?
I had a hard time coming to terms with this one, man, because this kid, in my opinion, could play 85 snaps. He might play 400 snaps here. There's a lot of variance. So I'll start Green at 75 snaps, bud.
I'll go like 115.
135.
I'll go like 190.
200.
All right, now we're really getting in the range. 215?
He's yours.
Okay. All right. I couldn't tell if you actually wanted him to play like as one of your safeties, or
I think a lot of them. I just think there's a big group of kids here that are all going to pull from each other's snaps, and if we're doing one safety, why don't we go ahead and do the kid at Lake City that everybody's so excited about, Shaheem Brown?
Ooh, that's a fun one. What are you going to start? Or I guess, do I have to start him since you started the last one? Or did I start Green?
Why don't you lead off?
All right, I'm going to go 70.
125 snaps.
That's a pretty good number. I'll say 150.
165.
I just have too many guys in secondary. You can have him for 165.
Good.
We're both really big fans of him, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, dude, you're under 1,000 snaps left to bid.
Malcolm Ray,
I will go 55.
85.
I say take him.
Okay.
That's defensive tackle Malcolm Ray. For the listeners at home, we should probably give the guys positions, I think. I'm also going to go ahead to show more of the screen. I'm going to go ahead and kill the banner that says the snap count auction draft, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Just because it should show more of the screen. Everybody can see a little more now, I think, so I can stop having to reduce the font size or to zoom out. All right, Malcolm Ray, 485. My turn, and I'm going to take a guy here. What about Schrader on the offensive line? I'll go 25.
50 snaps.
65.
85.
This is another one of those win the draft guys for sure. Like if he comes back healthy, maybe he's your second half starter, at guard. I'll go 100.
110.
Ooh. No, take him. Yeah, I think that's a good bid. But Trader for 110. Cool, man. So yeah, he could definitely be a starter guard in the second half. That's a nice pick by you. All right. What else do we have here?
Keyshawn Fuller.
Oh man, Fort Myers kid. Well, Lehigh, but also Fort Myers. I gotta believe, I guess 75.
I'll do 95.
I'll go 125.
130.
Go ahead and take him.
Okay.
I think it's goodbye. Keyshawn Fuller for 130. All right, let me see what else. We should actually do this at Madso next year and do it live.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That would be cool.
Great idea.
You know what I mean? I don't know if people would come. People might get offended since we're, drafting snap count players. I like Keston dropping in all his guesses, or what he would bid. All right, Rod Orr. Here's one for you. What are we're gonna do with Rod Orr?
45 snaps. And that well,
I think that's actually pretty smart here. Whatever. I'll go 60 snaps.
Yeah,
I hate the prices right you there.
All right. Years at 60.
I feel like as we get, going a little bit more, maybe like that's not quite as offensive of a price is right. It just go chuck me by 10. It's not like you're going, 600 or 610.
I guess, the window's a lot. The window's a lot smaller with those. It's like you said, it's not like we got Jermaine Johnson to 600 by going.
We went 601. Yeah,
305, 310, 315. Derek McClendon.
80.
90.
Ooh. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good window. You're trying to buy up all the defensive ends, and I like the move because you already have Jermaine Johnson, Keir Thomas, Keyshawn Fuller,
Cushney.
And Cushney. I want a piece of that position on my team for upside, so I'm going to go ahead and say 100.
I'll give him to you for 100.
All right.
I could see this kid playing 10 snaps. I could see him playing 300. A decent amount of range here. For sure.
All right. Let me see what we have here. Oh, I got one for you, Ingram. How about Williams at safety?
He was going to be one of my next ones here. 80.
I'll go 115.
$125.
I'll go 150.
And that's the winning bid there.
Got it. All right, Sidney Williams for 150. So to recap, Ingram has 666 snaps left, and Bud has 1,555. So I probably need to be a little more aggressive here as we get down to it. You're up, buddy.
Jarvis McClellan.
I'll say 100.
110.
115.
120.
125.
He's yours.
All right. I always misspell his name, by the way, unfortunately. No offense, Jarvis, if you're watching. Not Jarvis, Jerkass. All right. Miko Dotson.
Yeah. 175 snaps.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty smart bid by you. Were you saving him, I assume?
I had him and yes, that's about it. And then there's one other piece on offense that I had on my list.
Same. You said 175. I will say I'll say 185.
200.
200. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and take him for 200. I think that's probably solid. So Jim Kleinhand says he's just hurting at the Excel use. Am I screwing up the Excel use here? Because Ingram was complimenting on the Excel use earlier, but now I feel like can you guys still read that? I think zoomed out. That should be the right look there. Ingram, by the way, you're off 666 now, so you no longer have the mark of the devil for your snap count left.
Good.
Yeah,
There we go. It's a good sign.
All right, let me see here. Let's throw out a guy, Patrick Payton. 40.
50.
60.
I'll let him go for 60.
Okay, Patrick Payton and Bud for 60.
Maybe too easy, but I just.
Is your rationale there like, A, you don't have a whole lot of budget yet or left, but B, you're not sure how many passing downs are going to face?
Yeah, and I know he's a little bit in front of Wilson as far as the physical development, but I'm still just not sure how many snaps are going to be there for a true freshman defensive end.
I think that's probably fair. All right, you are up again.
One, Mr. Kentron Portier. Or Portier. I believe he doesn't. I believe he prefers Portier, but yeah.
What do you want? 60?
I'll do 75.
85.
95.
115.
125.
Trying to look at who is left if I give them to you that I think take him. Yeah, go ahead and take him.
Okay.
125. All right, go ahead.
Cortez Andrews.
This is a smart one. I'm going to say 40.
55.
65?
75.
100.
I can't go to 100.
All right. All right. Who else do you have here? Oh, wait, how crazy is it that we've drafted a walk-on for 100 snaps over like 5 or 6 linebackers? Guys, that should tell you a lot about this linebacker position and why like we're a little bit nervous about the recruiting job they're doing right now at this position, because what they have on the team is just not very special. Just my opinion.
Joshua Burrell.
Oh, this is the guy. This is the other piece on offense you're trying to sneak through.
Yeah, well, the other guy had my
Portier
list,
was a head fake.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. All right. Well, 80?
95.
115.
125.
145.
You're really leveraging your available snaps here.
I am. This is true. Because Ingram, for those listening at home, only has 341 snaps left.
You went to 140?
Well, 145.
145? I'll do 150.
I'll do 160.
175.
I'll do 185.
I can't. That's yours.
All right.
Although I'm not real sure who else I'm going to spend my snaps on, but
that's fair. That's fair. Let me see here. Yeah, we're not doing kickers and punters, actually. I'm bullying the pot, according to the chat. All right, so let's see here. It says 185 for me there. I have 1,000 snaps left. Like, who the heck do I spend this money? I got some ideas, but Bryson Estes.
Okay.
I'll throw him out for 25.
45.
I'll go 50.
55.
All right, you can take him.
I'll tell a real quick story. When I was in 7th grade, I was at one of the first football practices we had at the school that I was at. And, we all took a knee after practice, and one of these guys was like, "Coach, has anybody ever made it to the league?" And he's like, "Yeah, a couple guys have made it to the league." And the guy that he referenced was actually Estes' dad at the time. So he was on the original, I believe he was on the original Carolina Panthers roster for a year or two. So interesting little side note there on the Estes family tree, and glad to have him part as Team Ingram rolling into 2020.
Nice, dude. There you go. All right. So your turn.
Corey Wren.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. How much you want him for?
I started at 35 snaps.
I'll go 45.
55.
55. I'll go. Yeah, take him.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good buy. We're in 55. There we go.
Let's see. Jackson West, bud, the exciting, promising tight end out of Alabama. I don't know how much it's going to immediately transition to this year, but one of the few names here.
So I guess I'm up to start him here.
Yeah, why don't you?
I'll go 25.
35.
50.
I don't really know who the hell else I'm going to spend these on, but
I got a couple.
Doesn't really make sense for me to do. I'll do 6. No, I won't. It's easier at 50. I don't.
All right.
I don't see that happening.
Cool. So Jackson West for 50 and Corey Wren went for 55. All right. Galen Goss, all the way up to 290 pounds. I'm going to throw him out for 30 snaps.
45 snaps.
You realize if this gets too high, people are going to turn this podcast off because they're going to be like, screw this season.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. You're right. But
you said 45?
I've got to say somebody. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say 60.
Okay, he's yours.
All right.
Paul Howland says, now that the pod is on YouTube, bud, we need to see some steaks. And I don't think he's referencing steaks in the match. I definitely think he wants us to buy really expensive steaks and then cook them so that we can include that as a business expense.
That sounds like a tax deduction.
Paul, that sounds like a great idea. That sounds like
a
fantastic idea. Thank you.
I think of Nolecast as a lifestyle brand, really, as opposed to just a sports podcast. It really is a lifestyle brand. We do travel, we do cooking, for sure.
We need to start showing off our steaks at the beginning of the podcast. So let's do Mr. Tate Rodemaker, bud.
Okay. 5.
25.
Okay. 30.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know who the hell else I'm going to spend these on, but I'll let him be there at 30.
All right. Pete Rodemaker goes for 30. I didn't even have him on a sheet. I just didn't want to give him to you for free.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's do the other Tate, Damori Tate.
Damori Tate. Yeah. I will say 15.
40.
Take him.
Okay.
I'm definitely like high on him long term.
Yeah.
I just think with all the time he's missed, I just don't see him seeing the field this year very much. But
Yeah.
the speed
It's
and athleticism.
back of the year play, definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Avery Lopez wants to know, is it still going on because he had to take a phone call? Yeah, this is the longest podcast we've done in a while. We usually don't go 90 minutes, but it's a snap count draft. We're having fun.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm up here. Give me I already did Rod Orr, excuse me. Give me Zane Herring.
25 snaps.
I'll say 40.
50.
Take him. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ingram down to 141, but at 945, definitely mismanaged the hell out of this. I thought some guys were going to go for a lot more than they did, and I didn't adjust my values as we went. So, here's one for you. I'll throw out, or it's your turn to throw, isn't it?
Kesna says, "Oh, Leonard Warner, who every time he gets mentioned, I forget he's still on the roster. To be honest with you, he is there. 9 snaps,
11 snaps.
Okay, 15 snaps.
Take him.
Okay,
yeah. That's not trying to be disrespectful. I just,
there's not a lot of places that he fits in with this defense, but we'll see. Maybe that's the old senior day special.
All right. How about Jakai Douglas?
Okay. This guy has of the names left, probably one of the healthier numbers out there. 30 snaps.
60.
70 snaps.
80.
Yeah. 90.
I'll go 100.
He's yours.
All right, Jakai Douglas. By the way, special team snaps do count. We just do not pick kickers, punters, or long snappers. All right, Jakai Douglas for 100. Fan favorite, Wyatt Rector.
25 snaps.
35?
45 snaps.
55.
He's yours at 55.
All right, got Wyatt Rector there. Cool.
Jaleel McCray, a name that was not thrown out previously.
5 snaps.
15.
Okay. I'll go 20.
35 snaps.
40 snaps.
Yeah. 50.
All right, 60 snaps.
Okay, he's yours.
All right.
Yeah.
Bill McCray for 60. Awesome. My original number on him was 5, by the way, probably a little low, but I got a lot of money here left into the draft. So, how about Chambray?
Okay.
Chambray Jackson, defensive lineman, true freshman. I'll start the number at 55.
60.
70? Trying to figure out who Ingram wants left. He's sitting on that 130 snaps, and I think he thinks I'm saving somebody, but I'm not.
There's one other guy on defense that may get some burn that we've probably overlooked, but were you at 65 here?
I think it was at 70.
70? I'll do 75.
All right, I'll give him to you. Chambray
Okay.
Jackson. All right.
One Mr. True Thompson, bud.
90.
Oh, that's
I probably shouldn't say 90 because you only have 55 left.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
That was tough.
That's not a move I thought
Lord.
one Bud Elliott would make. But yeah, all right. There we go.
All right. I will throw out Darian Williamson for 56.
Okay. Yeah, this is where it gets
Stinger
tricky.
has 56 or 55. All right. And then you're up again.
Let's see. Josh Farmer is the name that's come up here.
I'll go 56.
Okay.
Josh Farmer, true freshman defensive tackle.
Chance that comes good for you.
I think so. Like, I mean, how many snaps is he really going to play? If that comes good, this team is probably not good.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
I think they need their hosses up front to really, really play well, but we'll see. All right, Josh Farmer, 56, Darren Williams, 56. 56 about to be a popular number, by the way. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I'm running out of names here. Let's see.
Can I throw one?
Yeah, please.
All right. Did we already go Zane Herring? We did, right? Yep.
Yeah, we did Zane.
How about Brady Scott?
Okay. Is he going to get 56 snaps?
He's going to get 56. Yeah. For
okay.
Sure. All right, Brady Scott.
As Bud said, I have 55 snaps
left.
So that is why this number has become so popular.
All right. How about McCluster?
I'll let you put the first one out there.
I'll go 25.
We'll do 35 snaps.
I'm trying to think here. I'll just 56 him, I guess.
Okay.
All right, Preston Daniel. Tight end.
25 snaps.
I'll go.
Where did?
I'll go 45.
Okay. Yeah, I'm even with 55. I'm not gonna. That's too rich for my taste.
All right, Preston Daniels for me. Okay. Let's see who else do we have here? Is that current? It is, right? Yep. Sweet. Who else do you want here?
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that I don't have. Green McKnight.
Yeah, Green McKnight. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Recently moved to linebacker on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm. Good move. Good move.
I think so. Shoot. Well, go ahead.
40 snaps.
I'll go 45.
50.
I'll just 56 him.
Okay. Yeah, it's a cheap piece of real estate to have in the linebacker core. That could turn positive for you.
I love my linebacker core, man. Cortez Andrews, Jaleel McCray, McCluster, and Green McKnight. Like, yeah, okay. Your linebackers are much better than mine. I did buy the entire tight end room. That is true.
You did? I didn't get.
No, I didn't get Kobe Gross yet.
Oh, okay.
You want Kobe Gross?
No, not particularly. Let's see. Carter Boatwright is another name out there. Declan Brooks is one that we haven't touched on.
You want to throw a vote right?
Yeah.
All right. What are you throwing him for?
10 snaps.
Take him.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I will throw. Let me see. We already did Drew Thompson, obviously. I'll throw Jordan Eubanks.
It's a good name.
I'll throw him for 15.
20.
I'll throw him for 25?
Did you say 25?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do 30.
All right. I'm going to give them to you then for 30.
All right.
Okay, here's one for you. Hunter Washington for 16.
Yeah, that is somebody that I would have spent a couple snaps on.
All right.
It's early, but heard some decent feedback on him. That's one that I wouldn't have given away for 16 snaps if I had to do it again.
Let me see here. What about DeKalin Brooks?
I mean, you're probably going to get pretty good value out of this. He'll get a couple snaps. He'll probably be on a
Senior
punt
day.
team. He'll probably be on something like that. I mean, 10 snaps.
All right, I'll go 16. Sure.
Yeah, you can say 16, and you'll probably get. I bet you'll get 50 snaps out of that at the least. So,
people in the chat are asking about Shyheim Brown. Shyheim Brown went for 165 snaps a little while ago. Okay, how about TJ Davis? I don't think he's going to play, but we'll see.
10.
Any interest there? 10. I'll go 16, I guess.
Okay.
Just for. By the way, Ingram only has $15 left, so obviously, 16 is kind of the nuts bid, if you will, for poker terms. I will go. I guess just to speed this up, if I don't want a guy for 16, we'll bid it up.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Dante Sheffield.
Oof. I'll take him. Sure.
Yeah.
Sheffield for 16. I don't even really want him, but okay. Sheffield for 16. Amarion Cooper.
Yeah, that's another one that could be a mistake on my part for just letting him sit there. But
okay.
10 snaps.
I will go 16 on him for sure.
Yeah.
Drop the. Can you guys still see that? Let's do custom zoom here. 60. Nice. Okay, Amarion Cooper. Give me Byron Turner for 16. You pulling up walk-ons now?
No, I've pretty much accepted my fate here that I'm going to get picked away 16 votes at a time.
Gotcha. That is likely to happen. George Wilson to my team as well. For 16. Already did Hunter Washington. I am kind of out of guys who I actually want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna put Ira Henry on my team for 16,
right,
which is insane. But like, who else off this team do you want? Now it becomes real fun. I mean,
did we do Kobe Gross?
We did not do Kobe Gross. I'm gonna have to buy the whole tight end room here. You realize?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, Kobe Gross for 16. And now I have 187 snaps left. So, yeah. This feels done. Maybe am I missing anybody that I really, really want? I don't.
The Geno English fan club has chimed in.
Oh Lord,
always out there.
I feel like I'm leaving money on the table here, which is obviously pretty dumb. But I just don't see it. Oh, Marcuston Douglas, I'll take for 16.
Yeah.
16. Cool. Down to $155 left, or 155 snaps left. Did you just get Malcolm Ray?
I thought I got
did for 85.
Ray.
Yeah, you did for 85.
I was gonna say I was under the impression that I'd gotten him.
I got to say, man, I think I'm probably done. You want to talk biggest steal real fast?
Yeah, no, I think that'd be good. Before we
Brian
do,
Robinson, excuse me.
no,
Yeah,
damn
Brian
it.
Robinson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be a. I love, I love, I love Preston Hill or Dustin Hill still getting thrown out there too. But
I mean, should I take Destin Hill just in case?
you should, just so that you can,
By taking Destin Hill, you do realize like everybody's going to be hitting me up on Twitter. DJ Daniels in the
watch
tight
him
end
be
room.
eligible in January, bud, and get 6 snaps in a bowl game or something.
All right, the chat really wants me to take DJ Daniels. By the way, another walk on at tight end, so I'm going to take a walk on tight end. Okay, so now I'm down to 107. It doesn't look like I wasted that much money, even though clearly I did. Left too much on the table. But DJ Daniels for me. So that's the entire tight end room. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. We mentioned them early, but just go ahead and formally mention and thank our sponsor, Madison Social. We have put the koozies into production for the Maryland Listener Appreciation event, or not Maryland. Where the hell did that just come from? From the Louisville game that we will be doing a Listener Appreciation event. So, Madso won't be hurting for people over the Notre Dame weekend, I'm sure. But if you get a chance to stop by, have a burger, beer, whatever else, whether it be Notre Dame, whether it be any day of the week, just a great partner of the Nolecast, great supporter of Florida State Athletics, and a sponsor since day zero for the Nolecast. So we thank Matt and his team and look forward to seeing him here less than a week away. So excited about that.
No doubt. So I think you got a couple really nice buys. I probably should have pressed to 500 on Lovett. I think letting you get Gant for under 400 may make me look stupid, right? But I think you did some nice stuff here, man. Chuba Purdy could end up winning this thing for you. Love Taylor if he stays healthy is like a real obvious steal. I mean, we both worry about the upside, but or we worry about the downside, but there's also some real upside there for you as well there.
Yeah, ones that I love. I mean, Brownlee you certainly spent there, but I think you'll enjoy every snap that he gets. So, what are snaps there to spend for other than enjoyment? But Renardo Green could legitimately be, I mean, we acknowledged it during it. That could be a massive pickup for you. Get Mackenzie Milton for 300 snaps. I mean, that could look like the best pick or something that we're all scratching our heads at. And then you boxed me out a wide receiver. If they really do anything there or try to spread the field more with some of the formations and stuff they do, I'm going to be in a bad place. So I will give you credit for kind of pinning me out on an offensive position group that you're all but guaranteed to win the vast majority of the snaps from.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, guys, really appreciate it. And we still have 64 people watching us live.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Y'all deserve a medal. That is really, really awesome.
Some fantastic comments. Rick Hardcore, I don't know you, nor are you my shadow account, but I find your sense of humor to be very funny. So thank you for joining us. Thanks everybody for joining us. This was a hell of a lot of fun, and we'll do a live event here sometime soon and probably promote it a little bit more when we do. So from Bud, myself, everybody else involved with the Nolecast, certainly appreciate your support. Thank you for getting us to 1,000 subs on YouTube as quickly as we did, and we will be back recording a number of shows this week, so we'll have some more content for you shortly.
All right, see y'all.